This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Let's talk about pets, baby. Let's talk about ticks and fleas. All the fun things that we see. Smart tips and tricks guaranteed.
All right, well, welcome to our brand new podcast, episode number 1. What? Let's talk about pets. Is that what we just said? Okay. I know the name of our podcast.
I know.
It's fine.
I'm only saying like 20 versions of a song about it.
So, my name is Kat. I'm a vet tech.
CVT. You're a CVT.
I am.
You left out the most important part of your job.
I just talk with animals sometimes. I don't know. I just like kind of show up and I'm like, I'm
gonna poke a thing with a needle or something. This sounds great.
All right, so my name is Kat. I am a certified veterinary technician, which means that I went to school and I got this little certificate on a paper and I paid a lot of money for it. But like, I know things, so it's fine. And this is Nessie.
I'm Nessie. I am going to be a CVT one day, like a big girl, but not yet. And I've also been working with animals for about 20 years now, so I'm excited about that.
That's a long time to be working with animals.
I started in middle school, girl. Would never start to you.
What did you start doing in middle school?
Kennel work. Starting in the kennels, go work your way up.
Well, I didn't have a lot of experience like going into school. I was like, I want to be a vet tech, so I went to school, and then I came out of school and I was like, I want to do emergency medicine. So I went directly from school into emergency medicine,
not to a boiling pot of water.
Yeah, into like everything's on fire and it's fine. So I had no idea what I was doing except for what they taught me in school, and I was like, hey, so I want to see animals. And they're like, okay, you go. So I've been a vet tech for 6-7 years.
She had her fingers out for that, just so you know.
I was gonna count, but that's awesome. I felt like you would judge me. Like,
it was legit. Like, she needed her fingers.
I did. Well, like, you know how like someone will be like, so what's 10 plus 16? And you're like, I like count on your fingers, but I feel like people judge you for that. Like, I don't know.
It's 26.
So clearly I'm not the one with the brain. It's not true. Or like sometimes our doctor will be like, yeah, so I want this much medication, and we have to like do math, and like he'll just throw it all out at you at the same time. So like
panic brain.
Panic a little bit.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's me. That's her.
Great. I'm so excited about this.
It's gonna be good. I hope everyone enjoys it. So we're gonna talk about heartworms today.
What is this podcast gonna be?
The one we're doing right now.
Like, why are we making one?
Because we like to hear ourselves talk.
We do. Because we want to share funny reviews and stuff we find online.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also going to talk about some general pet knowledge that we want more people to be aware of. So you're going to have fun, you're going to learn, and to make your brain a little bit. Oh, we're tickling brain. No, my. Sprinkle some in there.
So yeah, we're going to, basically she's funny and I tell you things that won't put you to sleep. But they're important. They're important. Like, it's important to take care of your pets and to give them prevention and to do all these things. And we gotta talk about it. And we're gonna talk about it here.
Because it's about it here, yeah.
We're gonna talk about pets, babies. All right. So, heartworm is a thing. It's there.
Everywhere here in the South, especially. Oh, by the way, we're in the South.
Yeah, we're in a very, very hot area. Very hot. Very hot. There's lots of heartworms. Lots of mosquitoes, so there's lots of heartworms. But it's very humid. We're in Florida. I mean, I don't listen.
Yeah, don't come for me, yo.
Yeah, Florida's a very big state, so if you find us,
You worked really hard.
actually, it probably wouldn't be too hard to find me. But like she said, the point of this podcast was to inform you, but also make you laugh sometimes. And Nessie has a bunch of really funny reviews on like products and like places and things. So we're going to start with a funny before I put you to sleep.
My first review is for a product called Best Life for Pets Dewormer for cats and kittens.
Okay.
It is 3 stars.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good gamble.
3 is better than some other that I've seen, right? So, I'm also gonna change the names of the people on the reviews to keep their anonymity.
Anonymity? Animosity? Wait, no, that's never word.
Different thing. So, we're gonna say May Fry.
May Fry?
May Fry. She may fry up something there. Just kidding, has nothing to do with this. So May said in her 3-star review, item requires giving my cats 9 pills a day each.
For a dewormer?
For a dewormer. This is unacceptable. That's 126 pills a week.
She used her fingers one at a time.
Wait, there's more. And it even says, and more to maintain a worm-free pet. Contains lactose. Cats are lactose intolerant. And it's that was it. That was the review.
Dude, do you think she tried to give her cat 9 pills in a row and was like, dang.
I know that's hard. We have to give like 1.5. I'm like, let's see. The one we can make happen. But by the next one, like the cat's like, I know what you're trying to do. 9 pills. I couldn't imagine.
There's also, does she dose it right? Or
I don't know. She got her dosing from, but don't take that as medical advice from us because I feel like 9 pills is too many for dewormer.
Yeah, I agree. That's crazy. Okay. Right. I mean, I feel like if there were other reviews with people being like, yeah, 9 pills, like maybe I'd believe it. But I feel like she read some things wrong.
Bottle of 400 pills.
Oh my God. Well, you gotta eat that $35. You gotta need that many. If you're giving 126 a week,
why does your cat need that many? How many? Is it like a pill of worm? Like, what are we What is happening?
A pill of worm.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
Just have worms.
I would just,
if liquid or no deal.
She's like crushing it up in like a mortar and pestle and like mixing it with like a chicken broth or something.
And here's the thing. Most cats, they like find it and you can't even give a pill that way. They're like, ha, you thought, but you're wrong.
You're wrong. I feel like she read the instructions.
Absolutely. I can't validate how that happened to her.
Yeah.
I think my other favorite part is contains lactose. Cats are lactose intolerant.
I mean, it might give them a little bit of diarrhea.
Well, especially if you're giving them 9 pills.
9 pills? Yeah.
That's a lot of diarrhea. Maybe.
Why are you doing this?
This is not the time.
We can hear your toenails.
Your toenails is rocking. Dogs toenails. Okay. Girl, your toenails is cute.
Your toenails is on fleek, girl. Where'd you get them done?
Side note, I recently got mine done for my birthday, my toenails, and the man who was doing my nails, I wanted them in pink, and he said my pinky toenail was too little, and then if I did them in pink, I would look like I only had 4 toes. Was he doing good? So he was like, you want them in white.
What was I doing? There's not even a toenail at that point.
She said, nice. He said, what happened to it? This is genetic. I got it from my grandpa. Oh, he had the same toes. And so,
are they both like that?
Yes.
I just had to make sure it was.
And so Tony said that I want him in white so I look like I have my 5 toes. And then while he was painting that toe, he pinched the crap out of it. And he's like, I gotta get the mouth open so I could paint it.
His mouth?
Yeah, and he called like my toe skin a mouth. I don't really know how it equated, but anyway, he pinched the crap out of my toe to paint it, and I was like, ow! And he was like, girl, I gotta get the mouth open. You want 5 toes, don't you? So anyway, that was my rant about Tona.
Okay, well, the fact that toes have mouths, that's a new thing for me. It's a thing I learned. It's there. Okay, all right. So now that we talked about mouths and toes and 9 pills a day, all right. Heartworm disease. It's caused by the parasite Dirofilaria immitis. Oh, yeah.
That
Sounds like immediate, like danger.
Yeah. If I hear that word, my antennas tingle. My weird toe does a thing. It's not open. My weird toe mouth opens.
Growing make my toe mouth smile.
I am glad I could do that for you.
Oh my gosh. All right. So clocking in on a maximum of a foot long. Like they can grow up to a foot long in your
Like
cat.
in a dog's heart, it's like a foot long. That's wild.
Like a full Subway sandwich.
Those might not all be a whole foot long. I saw a thing one time. There's no basis behind it. I didn't do research on this. Don't come for me. But I heard they're not always exactly 12 inches.
I mean, they're 12 inches like before you cook them, but when you bake them,
They don't account for the shrinkage.
they don't account for the shrinkage. So it might have been 12 inches at one point, but
There's no proof.
I mean, who's going to bring out a measuring tape in the subway line and be like,
Somebody did, because there was an article at some point that I can't bring up at this time because it's not the point of today, but they were out there coming for Subway for their not 12 inches.
they used to be, it's just shrinkage. Anyways, so they can be up to a foot long. They live inside the heart and the lungs and like the associated vessels of the heart and the lungs. And it's transferred from infected mosquitoes. So like inside of the mosquitoes are the larvae, which are called microfilaria. And so what happens is the mosquitoes like buzz, buzz, buzz. Oh, look, there's a dog. I'm going to bite it. And then they bite it. And the microfilaria is transferred from the mosquito into your dog. And so it takes about 6 months for them to develop into like full grown worms. And they like travel through the blood vessels and into the heart and chill out in the lungs. And the worms can actually live for 5 to 7 years in dogs and 2 to 3 years in cats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just thinking about how you reminded me of microfilaria.
I remind you of parasitic larvae.
Because you're finding a way to make your way to my heart.
A moment of silence, please. Moment of silence. Oh my god, there's so many like vet tech like Valentine's Day cards. It says you must be brachycephalic because I can't breathe around you. Are you pleural effusion because I can't breathe when you're around?
Oh my gosh, y'all, that's dangerous. Please breathe. Also, poor brachiocephalics.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's a different episode, but it did just make me sad.
Anyway, so microfilaria, they're little baby worms, and you can actually see them on a microscope, like in the blood, like they wiggle around and stuff. It's actually pretty.
They are very cool looking. Yeah.
Did you know that your cat can get heartworms?
I thought because my cat lives inside that, and it is a doggo, not a doggo, fix that. I thought because my cat lives inside and because it meows instead of barks, that means it can't get the heartworms.
Nope, cats can actually get heartworm disease. They're the atypical host for heartworms, but it is possible. And most of the time they only have like 1 to 3 worms. And half the time, like, it's hard for heartworms to like survive inside the cat, but it can happen. It can happen. It's difficult to diagnose in cats because, like, half the time cats try to hide the way, like, their sicknesses and stuff like that. So you have to be paying really close attention to your cat. But, like, it can cause, like, respiratory collapse and things like that. And the bad thing about heartworms in cats is that there is really no treatment for it. So sometimes, like, the heartworms just kind of go away on their own and, like, they get rid of them or whatever because they don't like to be in cats. But it's kind of just something that you have to, like, fight the symptoms for because you can't treat it, because you can't use the same treatment in dogs as, like, you do in cats.
So what you're saying is prevention is important.
It's very important.
How about if I were to use, this is a true thing that I've been asked about, pumpkin seeds. If I fed my dog pumpkin seeds, it would kill heartworms.
Baby, this is not Cinderella. No. So you really need, like, FDA approved prevention, like prescription from your veterinarian to, like, fully prevent heartworms. Like, you can't just throw some ginger on it and it, like, they just don't, it's not like vampires or anything around here, just won't bite you because the ginger. Like, it really needs to be FDA approved, like, heartworm prevention. The reason why, like, you might say, my dog doesn't go outside, so I don't need to put my dog on prevention. But the thing is, like, have you ever been, like, sleeping in your bed and then, like, you hear, like, a buzzing around your ear or something? Because, like, you open your door and mosquitoes just kind of wander in. Like, you can't, even if your dog doesn't go outside, they're still going to come inside. So it's still important to put them on prevention because they could still bite your dog. Like, some people are like, oh, my dog doesn't go outside. Like, he just uses potty pads inside. And I'm like, but still.
But your house is always open to newcomers. And by that, I mean, them bugs is trying to get in.
Them bugs trying to get in.
Mm-hmm. Bugs want to get in.
So heartworms, it can be fatal because the worms get, like, in the heart and they, like, chow down and stuff like that, and they can cause, like, blockages of, like, blood flow. They can cause, like changes in the heart and the structure of the heart and the lungs and things like that. So, like, left untreated or, like, left, like, to be, like, a prolonged chronic thing can be very bad for your dog. And did you know that ferrets can also get heartworms?
Interesting.
Ferrets, coyotes, foxes, wolves, cats, and in very rare instances, humans can.
I actually knew about the human part because we are, once again, not the atypical host for a heartworm. They tend to not,
they don't want to
live into we call it breeding age. They tend to not multiply inside of you.
Yeah, they don't want to make their way into your heart like you do. Right.
I love being the microfilaria that worms its way in. Not that, I mean, I don't think microfilaria are great, but I work on people that way.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, business. And then I was like, wait. So how do you know if your dog has heartworm?
Oh, you will see them poop them out.
No. Sorry. It's a valid worm, so you would.
I am playing the people who have said things to me in the past like that. I am not actually, as a vet tech, that person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she's pretending to be, like, the client.
I presume.
Yeah. She knows things. She does. Because she's, like, helping me with my, like, interview here. So she's great.
Ever we need to make that sound so that I know it. Come across like,
how did that dog? He's just,
thank God for cat, because that nasty dog.
No. Like she said, she's been in the animal field for 20 years. She was like a professional, like what's the word when, like, you're a competitive groomer? Yeah, she does, like, awesome grooming stuff. Like, she's groomed my dogs before, and she's great. But, like, then she moved into vet tech, and, like, she's been in vet tech, and she's, like, going to get her certification. Like, she knows things. Like, she's just playing the part for me, because this makes this easy. Anyways, So how do you know if your dog, well, first of all, they can't poop out the heartworms because they don't live like in the digestive tract like other worms do. Like,
Is that why pumpkin seeds don't work?
pumpkin seeds are going to do anything for that. Except maybe add some fiber. Please don't feed your dog pumpkin seed. You can feed them pumpkin, maybe just,
It'll pass right through the digestive tract, which is not where heartworms live. So I guess that's why it won't work.
So heartworms live in the heart, in the vessels, in the lungs, like in the blood, basically. Like they're not going to come into the intestinal. Like they don't care about all that. They're just going to live where all the blood and oxygen and stuff come. So you're not going to see them be pooped out. They have symptoms like exercise intolerance, coughing, sometimes decreased appetite, weight loss. That's like the beginning though. I really just want the weight loss part. I can deal without the exercise intolerance.
The exercise intolerance is like my life. Walking up this stairs, if it's more than 5, girl, I am. Yep, and I'm like, who put these here? They must have ran a marathon thinking folks trying to walk more than 5 steps.
Those stair climbers at the gym. I got like 30 seconds on one of those and then I'm done.
Legit torture.
Literally, they're like infinite stairs. Perfect. Torture. So as the disease progresses, they can have like a swollen abdomen due to excess fluid in the abdomen because the heart and whole thing I'm not going to get into, but it's been bad. It can cause like decreased blood flow to the heart, and they can actually go into like an emergency, like respiratory distress. Like it's called Cavel syndrome. I think I'm saying that right. And basically what happens is there's a blockage in the heart, so the blood can't get into the heart, and basically they like go into shock, and it can be fatal and very bad if that happens. But that's like with like hundreds, like dogs can have hundreds of heartworms in their heart, so that's if it gets real bad. So, like, don't let it get real bad. Don't let it happen at all, actually. Little palate cleanser.
Yes. This one is for a dewormer called Dewormer.
Okay. Hit me, girl.
For dogs and cats. It's kind of generic. This is a 1-star verified purchase from none other than Susie.
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 All right, Susie. Hey, Susie.
It is titled No Result.
Okay.
Old Susie girl bought this prevention because she needed to deworm her cat.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm following.
Totally disappointed. It's already been 6 days since I gave my 4-month-old cat half a pill in her food. No result. The fleas are still in her fur.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna help, baby doll.
Susie girl.
Susie girl.
I am so sorry. First of all, the problem was the half a pill. No, just
you didn't give 9?
It's supposed to be 9 pills.
Because it didn't give 9 pills, so it's obviously not going to work.
No. Second, Susie girl, the fleas are not worms.
No. The dewormer is not going to take care of the fleas, baby girl. They still gonna be there.
You got to switch to a flea preventative, unfortunately. Yeah. Or the half a pill thing.
Yeah, or 9 pills. Or garlic. I'm just kidding.
I'm not saying that 9 pills gets expensive. Old girl said so herself.
It's 126 a week.
126 a week. Please do not give your cat 126 This is coming from, the professions. Yeah. Please don't.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, Susie. Well, I'm very sorry that your cat still has fleas with your dewormer. You should probably ask your vet about that.
There are solutions out there.
Let's read another one.
Okay. This one is for a product called Amber Naturals Clean Heart Health.
And
it is a natural heart health supplement of some type that
We like healthy hearts.
We do. Annette here says, I'm giving 1 star is the title of her review.
Okay, girl. She real, man.
I'm giving a 1 star because I was asked to review the product only after having it for about 2 weeks. The directions state to use it daily for 1-week intervals with 1 week off in between. I'm in the week off right now. How am I supposed to know this works after only using it daily for 1 week? How can you ask me to give a review so soon? Ask me again in a year and I'll let you know if it works. I'll tell you this, I have 3 dogs and each one hates the taste.
I just feel like Annette wanted to be mad. You know, like she was already upset when the package arrived at her door. She wanted to complain about something.
The directions are a lot. Once a day for a week and then off for a week for a cycle. And then on the off week, you got the nerve to ask Annette if it works yet? Like she hasn't even had a chance. Also, how do you know if it works? Like, what are we looking for?
How dare they have good customer service?
I know. They needed to ask her in a year.
A year.
That's the only way to know.
Like, she'd still be giving it in a year. If they hate the taste, why are you still...
Well, that, to be fair, that review is from 3 months ago, so she may update it when it comes time for the year to roll around.
Hey, yo, Annette, how's it working now?
What's up, girl?
Has it been long enough?
Have you seen progress in your intervals?
All right. Some people you just can't please. Like, can't please. Okay. So, on top of giving prevention monthly, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, it's important to test for heartworms annually, as long as you've been giving heartworm prevention, like, every single month, like you're supposed to, like a good boy or girl.
What is an annually?
That's a good question, Nessie. Annually just means once a year. So every 12 months. So essentially, you start puppies under 7 months old on heartworm prevention because it takes at least 6 months for heartworms to, like, develop or whatever. Or whatever. But if they have not been on prevention and they're over 7 months old, they need to be tested like prior to starting heartworm prevention and then tested 6 months and 12 months later. So essentially, if like you don't start it on time, you need to do it like if there's a lapse in prevention, like if you missed a dose or you gave it late, you should immediately test them and then test them 6 months later. But as long as you've been giving it appropriately, you don't have to worry about all that crazy confusing stuff. You just test them once a year, make sure that they don't have heartworms, and get your prevention on time every month at the same time. So why is it important to test for heartworms if they have been on prevention, if I've been giving it every single month? That's a good question.
Because the companies want your money.
No, you see, the thing is, not every medication is 100% effective 100% of the time. And you also have to understand that we're humans. We forget that it's August 1st or whatever. And like, say you give it August the 8th. That means that you've missed a few days of like giving the prevention. So like, it's important to test for heartworms to make sure that they don't have heartworms. A, because not everything's 100% effective all the time. B, because we screw up sometimes. C, because a lot of the companies that like give you or like sell you heartworm prevention, as long as you've had a heartworm test once a year, like, and you've like been buying prevention and you keep up with your heartworm test, they'll cover the costs of heartworm treatment, which can be very expensive. So they don't want your money. They actually want to help you. So
by expensive, are we talking about a $200?
Oh, no, baby girl. No, baby girl. You're probably looking at $1,000 to $2,000 for heartworm treatment.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with giving my prevention regularly.
Yeah, good job, buddy. Good job. The good news is that heartworms, as long as you like find it early enough, it can be treated. So it's really important to restrict exercise. So too much activity can actually like progress the heartworms, like doing what they do up in there, which is bad. But there are two different things that we can do for treating dogs for heartworm disease. There is an injectable called Diraban, and I'm sure there's other brands. It's melarsoline dihydrochloride, and it is a deep muscle injection given into the muscle, like the back muscles of dogs, which can help treat heartworms. Or there's also another method called the slow kill method, which is using a product called Advantage Multi. It's a topical that you apply to the back of the neck, and it kills the microfilaria, not the actual adult heartworms. So the only problem with that is that you're just killing the baby heartworms, like the microfilaria. You're not actually killing the adults. So until they like die off, they can still kind of do damage. So it just depends on what your doctor thinks is the safest and best route for treating the heartworm disease. So you'll have to consult with your veterinarian for that.
This is a product called Wondercide Flea and Tick Mosquito Spray for dogs and cats and home. Killer control prevention treatment with natural essential oils, pet and family safe. Rosemary, 16 ounces.
Why is it such a long title?
I think in case you type in any word, all of them will come out. Just to be upfront, the veterinarians that we work for, they speak very highly of Wondercide as a yard treatment. Mm-hmm. This person, however,
feels differently.
1 star from Alfred. Not worth it. I have a flea infestation that I'm currently battling. I bought this because I want to use something natural and non-toxic. This did not work as I expect to at all. I'm reading it word for word as he wrote it. I don't speak like that. I thought maybe I'll spray it on my bed so they will stop jumping on my bed in the middle of the night.
Ew.
I stayed up with a flashlight to see if it worked. I got the smell was strong, but not terrible. I spotted at least 3 fleas on my bed. They did not seem bothered at all, still jumping around happily. I sprayed them all directly.
You just imagine this man in his boxer. It's just like sitting in the corner
bed with a flashlight.
Just like,
do you think he's under the sheet or do you think he's like above the sheet?
He's got like a scope on it.
I would spray one and watch it move. It didn't seem like it slowed down at all. It just kept jumping away. I didn't see it die before I lost track of it. The spray didn't seem to slow it down even after direct hit. I was able I was able to kill 3 of them, but that's only because after spraying them, I slapped my hand on top and left my hand there until they died. I don't know if they died because of the solution or because I drowned them. I also sprayed my pants and walked into my pet's room just to see them all jumping on my pants. I'm moving on to pesticides now. We'll be fogging my home. I'm really glad you stuck with me through that because there was a lot of information going on there.
There was a lot going on, I'm going to be honest. And I just had this imagery of this man and in his boxers just chilling on the bed, just like, gotcha.
Then shot with the bottle and they did not go down. Like, what were these fleas made out of? It wasn't until he was slapping fleas on his bed that he drowned them.
It kind of sounds like he's on drugs or something. Maybe the fleas aren't even actually there. No.
They're not very flea.
Yeah. No, I have a story. So I worked in emergency med for like 5 years or something crazy. And this man came in and he's like, I just got out of the hospital and there were bugs under my skin and now they're on my dog. And we were like, okay. So we checked the dog out. We do an exam and everything. There's not even a flea on this dog. This man was just on meth.
No.
He was picking at his dog, like trying to get these bugs from under the skin. And there was nothing wrong with the animal. He was just on drugs. So that was fun. We loved that.
They didn't even repel them off his pant leg. So
They sound like they just
these are like
invincible.
they are like a cockroach. They do not die from what this man says unless you slap it with your hand.
Unless you drown them in the tears of their own sorrow.
And also, I like sleep too much to stay up with a flashlight to see if any jump on my bed.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't sleep if they were jumping on my bed. That's true.
Okay, yeah,
I'd probably be able to flashlight too.
Yeah. Okay, so true story. When I was in middle school, maybe verging closer to high school at that point, my parents were divorced and my mom had moved in with a man, and I stayed the night in their house. And once the sun went down, the house came alive. Oh no! With all of these different bugs. And I was in this bed all by myself, like curled up in the middle of the bed with the light on in the room, just watching like bugs everywhere. And I didn't go back again until way later in life. That worst night ever. So maybe I can see the man staying up with the flashlight after all, because I was that girl up with her bedroom light on because my mom's house had bugs.
Because that was a trauma dump if I've ever.
Oh my god, girl. I hate bugs. They're like my thing.
I hate bugs too. They're awful. They're terrible. They crawl on you. Anyway, after that trauma dump.
I didn't try. I was just saying maybe I could relate to him at some point. I talked before I could remember my full history.
Maybe you guys could be friends.
We can stay up with flashlights together. Hey, do you still need a flashlight, bunny?
Make sure you have batteries in it, girl.
And no, we start talking about batteries.
Get you a scope for that wonder shot.
I'm aiming for heads for real.
Headshot. Okay, no. KO. Nessie wins.
Also, I just blew on my finger guns.
Yeah, she did.
I'm a big fan of a finger gun. Okay, so Kat, my dog has heartworms. What do I do now?
So it depends on what method your doctor wants to go with. Either the injections for the muscle or the slow kill. If you do the injections, a lot of the time it is a 3 injection series, spread out months apart. And then a lot of doctors will prescribe doxycycline, which is an antibiotic. And the reason why, and this is actually kind of interesting, I didn't know this. So heartworms, they have a symbiotic relationship with a bacteria that I actually don't know how to pronounce. Wolbachia. Well, someone's going to listen to this and know how to say it and be like, but
please let us know. I'm down for that.
Let us know if I'm saying it right.
Wolfie back.
Oh, Wolfie back here. It's a rickettsial organism that exists in a symbiotic relationship with heartworms. So basically, the heartworms need this bacteria to develop, to reproduce, and do all those things. So by using doxycycline, which is an antibiotic, it kills off that bacteria. So the theory is that heartworms can't thrive because they don't have that relationship anymore. So they'll prescribe doxycycline, or they'll also prescribe prednisone, which is a steroid. And steroids, they help with reduce inflammation in the lungs and the blood vessels, and kind of just makes it a little bit easier to breathe, essentially. But there are side effects. So prednisone can cause you to be more thirsty and cause you to pee more, and all of this is just very bad, and you should just give prevention because this is expensive. It sucks for the pet. It sucks for you. So that goes into Prevention. Prevention's important. You need a prescribed prevention from your veterinarian. There are several brands that we like at our vet. I give my dog Simparica Trio.
I also give my dog Simparica Trio.
Simparica Trio does heartworms, but it's an all-in-one pill. It does heartworms, intestinal parasites, it does fleas, it does ticks. So it's like the whole 9 yards. It's very palatable. So a lot of times I just eat it. My dog just eats it. So
yeah, my dogs eat it too. But I have labs and they think that everything is a treat.
I hand her, my other dog, the pill, and she just like gobbles it down, doesn't even chew it. She'll kind of put it in her mouth, my dog, my Great Dane, and like kind of like put it like, and then decide to eat it. But
let it start to dissolve, leave a little,
let the beefy flavor. It's beef flavored.
Absorb it through your tongue.
But there are other brands. Trifexis, it's a good one. It doesn't do ticks though. Advantage Multi is a topical that does heartworms and fleas and intestinal parasites. That's a good one if your dog if you just absolutely can't get anything oral into your dog. That's a good option. Interceptor Plus just does heartworms. So like if you do something like that, you'll also need a flea prevention.
Like now you're giving 2 pills?
Yeah. There's HeartGuard as well. But that's just heartworms as well. So really, I like the all-in-one with Simparica Trio. But
of course, ask your vet what they prefer for your pet.
Ask your vet what they think is good for your pet, medically speaking.
So I want to share one of the ways that people are misinformed about heartworms real quick.
Yeah.
With a personal story.
Okay.
Another one about my mom.
Okay. Shoot.
So, this is a true story. It actually didn't happen a whole long time ago. It didn't happen that long ago. See, I lie. A whole long time ago. My mother came in to me with a dog of hers that was not doing well. It could barely breathe, labored breathing, gums were pale, panting heavily. After testing, it was high positive for heartworms and actually in bilateral heart failure due to having heartworms for so long. Unfortunately, we did have to put him down because there was no treatment at this point that could make the dog's life improved. The quality of life was just not there anymore. So then when I was informing to my mom, because she has another dog, the importance of getting the other dog tested because of the likelihood the other dog was going to have heartworms, my mother informed me that they did not share the same water bowls or food bowls, so they could not have shared heartworms. And the sad fact is she's probably not the only person out there that thinks that. And they don't get heartworms because they drank water with microfilaria larvae, with the larva of mosquitoes in it. That's not how it happens. And sharing food bowls with an already heartworm positive dog is not how it happens. So that is my bad on my part because my mother wasn't informed, and I feel like that was on me. So
that's not on you.
It does not come from sharing food bowls or drinking water with mosquito larvae.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people assume that because it's a worm, like you will hear about like worm infestations in dogs, you automatically think like intestinal parasites type deal, which can be spread like from feces, and it can be spread from dog to dog like that. But heartworms is just a bloodborne thing, so it's only spread from mosquito to dog. So your dog with heartworms can't give another dog heartworms. It just doesn't work that way. So that's a very good thought.
I mean, what is your myth that you've heard about heartworms?
I once had a lady say that her dog couldn't get heartworms because she lived in a gated community. True story. And she's like, we live in a gated community. They don't come in here.
Do they keep the gates locked all the time?
Do the mosquitoes just stay on the outside of the gate and they're like, hey, buddy,
can I get the code to get in?
I have the door code. No, even if obviously if your neighborhood is like gated, you probably have like people who come and spray for mosquitoes. So it's a low likelihood, but not impossible, because they still exist. They can still come in your house, even if your dog doesn't ever go outside. Gated communities are not immune to the heart. So keep your dog on prevention. Do it every month on the dot. Get your dog tested for heartworm disease once a year, just to make sure prevention is working. And if it does come back positive, then work with your veterinarian to get the appropriate treatment, because treating it earlier is better. That is the moral, that compass of today. Do right by your dog, because we're heartworm heroes. Heartworm heroes. Well, do you have anything?
I have one last review that we'll close out on. And then, so this is for a flea and tick prevention. It's gonna remain unnamed, mostly because I don't want to put any bad stigma out there. Just because this is a person's review doesn't make it right, if that makes sense. 1 star, called "Don't Give to Children or Dogs Verified Purchase." Children or dogs, yes, correct.
Verified purchase.
This is by International Lover.
Okay. Please continue.
International Lover said, "Would you give your child something to swallow that kill all the bugs around them immediately? Question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I bought this. I bought this, by the way, to see what else I could kill with it. Where is the astronomical amount of research that would need to be documented and provided to prove this is safe? A million question marks. End of review." Do not give this to your children.
Wait, was she saying that dogs are children? Or was she dying it to a
children? She doesn't specify, because she said, "I bought this, by the way, to see what else I can kill with it."
This is
I think someone should check her basement, dig up her backyard. I'm not saying that she did, but I'm saying the review's suspicious, which means suspicious.
That's a lot. That's heavy. She's like, here, just throws prevention at her child. Eat this.
Let me see what happens.
Let's see what I can kill. Headshot.
Would you give it? Would you give it to your kid to kill all the bugs on it? Also, that brings in question, because did she stay in my mom's house too?
No, I was like, wait, why does your child have bugs on it?
just brought me back to that trauma dump a minute ago. Were we in the same house at some point? Do you need a flashlight? You could join our flashlight crew.
I've got batteries for you, babe.
That's why. Nutty business.
Nutty business. Anyways. So, yeah. So we do have an email. If you have questions, concerns, complaints.
You find emails. You find bad pet advice.
Yeah. Anything you want to send us, talk to us. It's talkpetswithus@gmail.com.
We'll be very responsive. Hit us up.
It's on my phone, so if you want to send us, and both of us can look at it. But yeah, email us, and that's the only social media handle we have.
That's all we got right now. We'll expand depending on how this goes.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
I had a great time, Kat.
And I did too. It was fun. So keep listening. There's gonna be more episodes to come. So yeah, we'll have episodes every so often. So just come back and listen, and we'll tell you things, and we'll make you laugh. And we have a really cool song at the end of this too. So definitely,
so, depending on our topic for our show that day, we're gonna close out the day with a song. You can also reach out to us through our email if you want us to send you a copy of the song. We don't own any rights. Called Heartworm Hero. It's been fun. Peace out.
All right, bye.
Listen up to what I say. It's time to keep the worms away. Just a pill or chew or a topical dose. Once a month, let's be the most super pet parents in the game. Protect our fur friends all the same. Heartworm is not hard to prevent. A simple step and our love's well spent. Be a heartworm hero, one pill a month, keep those bugs away, we love them so much. Be a heartworm hero, just one little step. Protect our pets, give them all our best. Healthy pets, they run and play, thanks to what we do today. Heartworm can't touch our pals, cause we take care of our loyal tails. One time every month, that's the key. Keep our pets so happy and free. Be the guardian they need tonight. A small act makes everything right. Be a heartworm hero, one pill a month, keep those bugs away, we love them so much. Be a heartworm hero, just one little step. Protect our pets, give them all our best. Healthy pets, they run and play, thanks to what we do today. Heartworm can't touch our pals, cause we take care of our loyal tails. One time every month, that's the key. Keep our pets so happy and free. Be the guardian they need tonight. A small act makes everything right. Be a heartworm hero, one pill a month, keep those bugs away, we love them so much. Be a heartworm hero, just one little step. Protect our pets, give them all our best.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.